By the way, your, like, comedy in this show kills me, Matt. You are the best. Like, I haven't seen you play this. I feel like this is a fresh unearthing. You've done so many amazing things, but there's something about this character that you've embodied that I can't stop giggling. You're so good as this person.
Thank you. Well, I had these icons to watch and learn from, and Linda Lavin to help guide me along the way, and truly.
Okay, let's speak about Linda Lavin. The scene where you talk about the loss of her is one of the most beautiful. It doesn't feel like a performance. It's one of the most authentic. I had tears streaming down my face.
Oh, thank you.
When you are talking about her passing, which you guys did in an incredibly honoring way, because there's something so real.
Well, that's Max Muchnick and David Cohan, who, we were all in shock, and it was devastating to lose her. So they wrote this beautiful episode where Linda Lavin plays my mother. And it was overwhelmingly emotional to perform. And I'm lucky I had these two brilliant guys with me. But it was I feel like they were able to honor Linda and pay tribute to her, as well as continuing the story. And so, it was a very special thing Linda was someone we all come from the theater, so I knew her from that, and we would always say, I hope we get to work together someday. So that made this incredibly special. And she was, as you all know, she was an extraordinary actress who could do comedy or drama equally well. And
theater and film,
just a great person, loving and kind. And it was,
Is it true that you reached
magical.
out to her husband, Stephen, also to sort of, like, the things that you are actually saying are actually
Max and David. Her husband Steve is a lovely gentleman who he had talked about what happened, because people were like, well, what happened? She was diagnosed with lung cancer, and then 3 days, a week later, she was gone. So he had discussed this in a video, and then the writers asked if it was possible to use some of the conversation they had just before she died in the show. So
I wonder if that's why. It feels like her presence is there, and I think it's a great honor to her.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's certainly what we wanted to do. Yeah. When you were working with her, didn't you love working with Linda Lavin? She would look you directly in the eye and just encompass your whole face and be there with you the whole time. She just taught me how to listen so well and react from that. Just wonderful working with this woman. Yeah. She was incredible.
She led our set with so much grace and love and generosity of spirit. And, she's a genius in this medium, a genius. And she was so humble and gracious and always there if you had a question or advice. And I was just grateful. The last conversation we had was before we broke for the holidays, and I got to say everything I'd ever wanted to say to Linda Lavin, and we both ended by saying, I love you, and I'll see you soon. So I'm really grateful that we got that.
Well, her husband, actually, Steve, sent you guys a message.
Yes.
So we have it here. Play it now.
Gentlemen, it's nice to be with you again. First day of rehearsal. When she got her breakfast, Linda sent me a video.
Hi, honey. I'm in my dressing room. Look at that beautiful orchid from Max and David. It says, let's make the desert blue.
When she came home that day, she was like, honey, this is my dream job. I finally get to work with Nathan Lane. And meeting Nathan Lee and Matt, oh, baby, I'm in love. I am so grateful for this show, for the people, for the care that everyone gave her, and to Nathan Lane for your talent and your sensitivity and care towards her. She went out on top.
That's something. That's very moving.